Hi everyone, this is PIAO and I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
What's up, guys? Rob here, Front Row Live Entertainment. I'm hanging out here in the studio with PIAO. I'm super excited.
I'm very excited as well.
Thank you so
for
much.
having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time. Like I mentioned, you had your LA show, and I was like, oh no, she's going back to Canada, not knowing that you were actually in the States. So I'm glad this really worked out.
Yeah, I'm here now. Originally from Toronto, Canada.
Yeah.
But have been here for almost 2 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Now talk to me about the Moroccan show. That was your debut LA headliner.
Yes.
And what was that like? Because every time I go to a show at the Moroccan, it's just such a vibe. Like I love the experience I get there. So I can only imagine what it's like for you as the artist on stage creating that vibe for us.
Yeah, I think the Moroccan Lounge for me personally, it was kind of like a full circle moment.
Yeah.
Because when I was visiting LA, that was the first venue I had gone to see a show.
Nice.
And it was Dora Jar's show, and it was life changing. And I just really like as you said, the venue has some magic to it. I also think if you go there, you see that the bar space is detached from the actual venue,
which is so perfect because there's no distraction.
Exactly. It's like you get your drink, you do whatever, you mingle, but then when you walk into the actual event space, it's like attention, focus.
They got it right.
Yeah, they got it right. Moroccan Lounge has got it right. And it was my first headline show. I had two amazing openers that were my close friends.
Yeah.
It was kind of a surreal moment the day of, but definitely the most anxiety I felt the week before, and just no one's gonna come, and also just the imposter syndrome that comes with, I don't know, being an artist.
Oh, man, some things just don't change. They're always gonna be there no matter the success, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And with that success, I mean, your Spotify has been growing immensely in the last. I feel like this morning I looked at it and it was at 103, and then right now when I pulled in, it was at 106.
Oh my god!
And I was like, things are happening because you just broke 100 recently.
Yeah.
How does does this impact you at all? Like, is that something that you actively look at? Does it not matter to you? Like, I know some artists have their, some artists feel different about it, right?
It definitely, I want to say it doesn't affect me, but it definitely does affect artists. And I think for me, when I hit 100, it was just a moment of, I guess, validation for myself, and just a moment of, I guess, motivation to keep going.
Yeah.
Because definitely I wouldn't call my, it's not, I don't think, I just never go on my Spotify to check on my numbers or anything, because I just feel like that's really harsh. And at least for me, I feel like comparing myself to myself is probably one of the toughest things to do. And obviously, when you're releasing music, people are going to come to your page and listen to it. But then if that sticks with people. But yeah, this most recent release, we got so much love from all the editorial playlisting and stuff. And it was really just magical, and maybe it felt like, oh my god, maybe everything is falling into place, maybe I won't quit. So I would say it was really cool to see, but
Nice.
I don't know, I hope it fuels my future endeavor.
You mentioned leading up to the show how imposter syndrome was a real thing for you. Do you still feel that you're still haunted by potential?
Ooh. Yes. I think imposter syndrome, like you said, never really leaves. I guess I feel like every time you talk to a creative, and I'm sure not just artists and creatives,
it happens to me.
Humans, yeah. I think it's very normal for us to kind of feel kind of the roller coaster of everything is amazing, life is the best thing ever, to oh my gosh, what am I doing with life? I'm just so sad. I think I definitely still feel imposter syndrome here and there, but it's definitely getting more manageable, and I'm able to kind of process it better these days.
Yeah.
And definitely with all the support and love from the people around me, helps a lot.
Yeah, no, it really does. And it seems like you have like such a great team, like not just in the studio, but just around you. When we talk about your music, and most recently, Flip Phone is the new single, but leading up to Flip Phone, there was so many variations of sounds and styles that you created. Haunted by Potential was probably one of my favorite early ons for me. Like your voice is just incredible.
Thank you.
And I love how. I love how vulnerable you are with that track, and how you allow us to listen to your vocals and not focus on the music as much as the vocals, right? Going from a song like that to like your other music is more like, there was some stuff that gave me these like pop rock kind of vibes, and then now you bring us to Flip Phone. Like, talk to me a little bit about that evolution of kind of discovering these new sounds, tones, and how it kind of impacted your voice.
For sure. I think at the core of it all, I am very much so like a singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
And I'm always one for the story, the plot in songwriting. And I started off with my first EP having Haunted by Potential as like, I guess that was just the first things that I was drawn towards. Like, I really wanted to just write the songs that meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
And like what was on my mind. Also, that was written through. And I definitely was very self-reflective during that time. First time like being on my own and like graduating from college. I was like, what is life? Navigating life through. So that was very much so like the raw aspect of, I guess, what I wanted people to hear from me as an artist. And then after that, after being sad through, I was like, let me have I call it my cursed moment. I'm like, let me have my cursed moment and just have fun. And that's kind of when I started really listening into like the hyperpop scene and just like internet music and also like leaning back into childhood and just the things that I really liked, which was like anime, the pop punk, like Avril, that world, and kind of mishmashing that and video games and taking inspiration from all of that and kind of compiling it into like the later stuff I created. Like Cardcaptor was fully based on my favorite anime, Cardcaptor Sakura.
And it does give me that vibe. Like, if you told me that this was a score for an anime film, like I would
oh my gosh, dreams.
Yeah, I would totally believe it. Like, it gives me that vibe.
Yeah, thank you. That was totally like where it stemmed from.
That's cool.
And then just my cursed moment with like Neopet, being chronically on Neopets when I was younger and just taking just the sounds of that and the feelings of, I don't know, playing games with your friends online and making that into music is kind of like where I found the newer, we call it maximalist production sounds. And then taking it into Flip Phone is kind of like when I'm my creative or human arc of finding confidence in being an adult. So Flip Phone's kind of like my bad bee, I'm an it girl song, that song of the summer vibes, like Charlie XCX era.
Yes, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And at the same time, it's like, I love that when I look at like the Neopet video, like there's choreography on it as well. Like, does choreography, or do you feel that choreography is important to your music, or was it just one of those like one-off situations where you felt like this is the perfect vibe for a kind of dance track or like a choreo to add to the video?
I love a good choreo. So you will definitely see more choreography in the things that I make. I think choreo is a huge part of who I am, my music, how I see my music. I think it's just like super important to me. I love seeing it. I love seeing people create. And I have a lot of choreography friends. And I just love kind of taking all creative aspects and kind of like making them into like a musical thing.
Nice.
So it's like more of an experience rather than you just listening to something.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And that's I feel like that's also like the big thing about right now, like how the States are or is like gravitating a lot towards like K-pop. Just because it's an experience. It's not a performance. It's not like just a concert. It's an experience.
Yeah.
And everyone has their different way of kind of expressing themselves, their different choreography and such. So it's like language doesn't even matter. So I feel like it's kind of cool that you're incorporating that choreography as well, because it's like it's a universal language as well.
Thank you. Yeah, K-pop is like the blueprint to just the best pop music, I think.
Yeah.
Like in terms of eye candy, just everything they do is so immaculate and so perfectly done and executed that it's like, I think there's a lot for, I think, North America to learn from.
I agree. Like we just went to my wife and I just went to a couple K-pop shows recently.
Nice.
And it's just like, I've been a fan of that genre for some time, but it's just like, just the way that they present themselves from start to finish on every show. And I'm just like, I don't know who created this formula, but I feel like every artist should do that.
It's a machine.
It really is.
It's so magical. It's like, you know what it is? It's like, you know, when you're like a child and then you buy like a new toy.
Yeah.
Like the experience is not just like you really want this new toy, but it's like unboxing that toy and then all of the little like packaging that goes with it. That's what K-pop.
What's there?
Like that's literally what K-pop is to me. It's just like from 0 to 100. Like there's no numbers missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing a workout like while you're like having this experience, which is awesome.
Yeah, K-pop is awesome. I love K-pop.
When it comes to like all of these different genres of music, obviously you listen to a lot of music. I don't feel like you stick to just one, right? So listening to so many different styles of music, how do you feel that impacts your creative process when it's time for you to work on you?
At first, I think I was very confused with it because also like I think when I was first starting to create and write songs, I was like, maybe I shouldn't listen to all these genres because I'm going to confuse myself. Because I think I was trying to put myself in a box of like, what kind of artist am I going to be? And like, do I stick to one genre?
Yeah. And
thankfully, I was not able to do that. And I just kept listening to everything. But I think I think my producers and the producers I work with hate me for this because I'm always like bringing in like 2 songs that are completely of like polar opposite spectrums or whatever and being like, can you make these 2 together though?
Oh man.
And they're like, oh God. But they're always able to execute it. Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, we are able to really just like force ourselves to think outside and try to mishmash 2 beautiful things and make them into something else. Yeah. And I think putting together those puzzle pieces have been my favorite aspect of, I guess, my own artistry and my own creation. And I think everything I listen to ultimately like comes back around and finds their way into my music somewhere. That's cool. And it sounds like you challenge your producers, but I'm curious, how does Wes and Tay challenge you in the studio? Wes and Tay, okay, Flip Phone was kind of a magical session. Yeah. Because I met Wes and Tay through my A&R. They just threw together the session for me. I just walked in and I met them. 2 of the sweetest guys ever. And then we just started making stuff and we made Flip Phone in like 4 hours or something. Damn. And recorded, like they made the entire track in that span. And then I wrote like the melody and lyrics all in that 4 hours or something. And then we recorded, we didn't even, like the Flip Phone you hear today, like it's not even re-recorded vocals. It was like from that session. Like we literally did not take anything else after that session. And that session was actually I don't even know if I was trying to write for myself, but I was just like having fun. I'm like, what if we wrote a song about Flip Phone? And then what if we put like the little phone dial sound in, so like everybody was quiet. And Wes, I remember him pulling out his iPhone, and then like if you go to the like the dial, the settings, they actually have tones to them. Yeah. So we were like, well, we did do 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 with the numbers, and then we like recorded that in, and like that was just that day. And then after that, I was like, usually I feel like when I do a session. After we create the song, like, cool, we've done it. Yeah. But this was one of those songs where I kept coming back and thinking about and being like, wow, that was a really cool song. Like, I really like that song.
It sounded fun to create.
Yeah, it was honestly so effortless and flawless to like the process. Like, we didn't have to fight. Sometimes like in the studio, like we'll fight a melody or like try to work through something that like is not working out. But that was just so seamless. And then I kept thinking about it. I'm like, maybe this song is for me. Because originally I think I was just like a little insecure about it because I was like,
here we go again.
Yeah, because it's such a girl song, like a powerful, like confident girl song. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's not me.
It's not me. I'm melancholic. I'm a hermit. Like, this is not true to who I am. But then I was like, you know what? I really freaking love this song.
Yeah.
And then, when I told them, I'm like, guys, I think I might want to release this song. And then they were just all for it. So
that is cool.
And here we have Flip Phone.
That is cool. And when I first listened to the track, I was like, wait a minute. Is that an Ariana feature in there?
Oh my God.
Because I was like, that voice.
Oh my God.
That voice was amazing.
Also a blueprint, Ariana Grande. Blueprint. I've been saying blueprint a lot as in like, just like icon, foundational.
Right.
Inspiration.
Like,
inspiration.
Yeah. But talk to me about those vocals, because I thought you had like given me everything on Haunted. And then you give me this song and I'm just like, whoa, there's a new vocal tone, there's a new range, like there's a new direction.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Ariana Grande, like Victoria Monet, like we're all huge inspirations. Actually, the three female, my holy trinity growing up was Miley Cyrus, because of Hannah Montana. Hannah Montana is the reason why I started to sing.
That's cool.
And then
so Miley, if you're watching,
oh my gosh, I think Miley, if I ever were to meet Miley, I would pass away.
Oh no,
I would disintegrate.
We need you. I need more music from you.
I think I would disintegrate. It's Miley Cyrus, Mariah Carey, and Avril Lavigne.
Nice.
Those are like Miley Cyrus because of Hannah Montana. That's who I watched on TV. Mariah Carey was because it was the only Emancipation of Mimi was the only album I had on a Hello Kitty MP3. And that's what I used to listen to like back to back because no one else knew how to import audio onto MP3s. It was like I had one uncle that knew how to do it. And then Avril Lavigne, this is kind of important, but you know Scholastic Book Fair?
Yes.
So
it's a staple.
It's a staple. It is childhood staple. But my mom gave me $20, which was like, whoa, she's ballin'.
Yeah.
Like $20, I made it like in elementary school to take to the Scholastic Book Fair. But I, instead of going to my library and like buying, I don't know, comics and like gigantic erasers and stuff, I took that $20 and I walked across the street to go to the Canadian equivalent of a CVS here. It's called Shoppers Drug Mart.
Okay.
And I bought The Best Damn Thing by Avril Lavigne. And that was my first CD that I had ever bought for myself. So those were my priorities. Like I can't believe I skipped the Scholastic Book Fair and I spent like the $20 on a CD. So the three women.
But it was worth it. You're here today creating music, and that all because
that album changed my life.
Yeah, see?
If I had met any, like three of them, I think I would just die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe.
I don't even know what question you asked me, but
it could happen. But yeah, going back to the vocals, like because that is where the inspiration comes from.
Yes.
But for me, like I mentioned, Haunted by Potential, I thought you like gave me everything with your vocals, and then you give me this song, and so I'm curious, like, is this like a new vocal range, a new vocal tone for you that you actively tried to pursue for this song in particular, or was this something that just happened in the studio?
I wish I could tell you that I planned all of this out, but I think it was just what the song needed, or what I heard, and then we did it.
Just natural.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I didn't plan to like be all wispy and like on flip phone, but it was just, I don't know, in the moment.
Yeah. So this is the It Girl track, and then you perform
This is the It Girl track.
You perform it live for the very first time at Moroccan Lounge.
Yes,
what
with
was that
choreography.
Like? What was that like?
It was so fun. Like, so my very good friend back in Toronto, he is a choreographer.
Nice.
His name is Stephen Chow. And I like hit him up a month before the show being like, I need you to do something so slay with this song. And he was like, I got you, girl. And then he just like came up with the cutest, most like slay choreography. And then I learned it via like he recorded himself. And then I learned it and I did it for the first time at the Moroccan, and it was so fun.
That is cool.
It was like I'll keep doing it in my sets.
Yes,
so.
Please. 'Cause the next show I have to be there.
Yes, you'll have to come. The next show will be in the fall.
Yeah, September, I believe, right?
September, opening for Marianas Trench.
It's wild.
Marianas Trench.
Mariana is huge.
Really?
And
you know about them?
I've been working with them for like 15, 20 years. I've interviewed them maybe like 6 times.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
amazing.
Okay.
And they're huge back home.
Yes. They're like childhood to me. Like, okay, so this is also kind of a side story, but funny story.
Give it to me.
My A&R, Caitlin, we love her, but she set me up with a session with a guy named Josh Ramsey.
Oh, I wonder who that is.
Right.
Wow.
And, you know, at first I was like, that is such a generic white name. Like, there are a million Joshes in LA, and there's also a million Josh Ramseys in LA.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think anything of it. And then, like, 5 minutes before the session starts, like, he's texting me, like, hey, I'm on my way. Like, I'll be there. And then it's
funny because I'm listening to his actual voice. Like, it's so deep.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. And then he texted me, so I had no idea. And I call my A&R just being like, hey, I just want to like ask, this doesn't like this not happen to be like Josh Ramsey from Marianas Trench, like of Marianas Trench. And she was like, no, that is him. And I kid you not, I was like,
oh shit.
Okay.
You're going to lose it.
I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, bye, Caitlin. I'm going to have a great session. And when I tell you, I've never been starstruck in my life, but when I saw him come out of his Uber or something, I was just like, I don't know what is life right now. But then I had to act all cool because I was working with him that day. I had to be like, hi, nice to meet you. My name
What is your
Cal.
name again?
Your name is Josh, right? Hi, please come on in. Here's like, meet my dog.
Wow.
And we wrote a song, and then like the whole entire session, I didn't want to be a fangirl. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be like one of those people. But then like, I remember like we had a moment of like break or whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, what have you been working on? Because we were working on a song for me.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I'm actually working on like a new album and new music with my band. I have a band called Marianas Trench. And I was like, oh
my gosh.
Okay.
You milked that.
I was like, that's very cool.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, that's very cool that you have a band named Marianas Trench.
That's my favorite band.
And like, I was like, oh yes, I know. Like I don't even remember what I said, but I think I was just trying to like not freak out.
Wow.
But yeah. But I was just, I don't know. I have to tell him that when I see him.
You still haven't told him?
No, absolutely not.
Holy shit.
I'll have to tell him when I meet him again.
I might have to tell him when I meet him again. And be like, you know that one artist that you met and she introduced you to her dog?
Yes.
She was a big fan.
Yeah.
She knew who you were.
I definitely knew who he was. And I felt such such a freaking poser because that day I happened to be wearing like Roots sweatpants.
Yeah.
Roots is like a big Canadian like athleisure brand.
Okay.
And I'm like, I wonder if he thinks I'm like trying to like I don't know, like be a fan by wearing something Canadian because he's Canadian. But I'll have to tell him that I completely pretended like I didn't know who he was.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to get a kick out of it.
I hope he does. I will now because what the heck?
Yeah.
I'm going on tour with him. That's
amazing.
crazy.
Well, first of all, what happened to that song?
It's still half done.
Okay.
I have
so
yet to.
It's still something.
I listened to it. It's beautiful.
Nice.
And I still have to write the second verse to it.
Nice. How long ago was this?
I want to say like half a year ago.
Okay.
Like 6 months ago. Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
maybe a little more. Maybe like 8 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's still potential for that track.
Oh. Like for sure, because
Nice.
like Haunted by Potential, I sat on for like over a year.
Wow.
And Flip Phone has been sitting there for a long time. And then we dug it back up from the graveyard.
It's cool when you like work on something and then you're able to just put it aside for a little bit. But then that, it's at the back of your head, like it has to come out someday. Or
I think
now is the time.
Yeah,
like,
I think sometimes those are the best things to kind of discover.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I have this rule for myself. It's like, you have like impulse purchase. Like you go to the store and you see something and you're like, I need that.
Yeah.
Like I need to have it now. But then like now I'm like, let me be smart about my money.
Yeah.
Like I tell myself, if I walk away and I still think about it like 3 days after, then I need it.
Oh, I can't tell myself that one.
Because sometimes like, I don't know, I'm such like a spur in the moment person that I'm like, I need this. But then I've noticed that this new rule I have implemented has helped me.
That's good. It's going to help you a lot, especially in this industry, because the more you get out there, obviously the more money that could potentially be coming your way. And you definitely don't want to just let that out just because.
I just want to be rich. I just want to be able to pay my bills.
LA living is rough.
It's so rough. Oh my gosh, let me tell you. Actually, no, you can tell me, you've been here your entire life.
Oh, it's rough. It's rough.
It's so like.
Yeah, multiple jobs.
Why are we paying
for everything?
$30 to something for a smoothie?
Yeah, right.
Somebody explain to me.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. This life is just getting wild.
All of my friends ask me about Erewhon, I will say.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Erewhon. What's happening, guys? What is happening?
Oh, I thought you're like hooked on Erewhon.
No.
I was like, oh no.
No.
Oh,
I could never. No. I'm a Trader Joe's girly.
Yeah.
Trader Joe's is like my everyday.
Same.
I love a TJ's. Yeah, TJ's is my jam.
Yeah.
Erewhon? I don't know.
That's a different tax bracket.
That's definitely a different tax bracket. There. For sure.
Maybe if I had like a mansion, maybe
like
it'll
$30 ice.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'll put it in my freezer.
Right.
Well, back to Marianas Trench. So this tour is you have to
start the interview being like $30 ice. Absolutely
Let's
not.
actually start the whole thing over.
Absolutely not.
But no, back to this tour. It's a full U.S. tour. Is this your first time doing a full U.S. tour?
Yes, my first nationwide tour.
Nice.
I'm so excited, but at the same time scared at the same time.
I feel like you're ready for it though.
I am ready for it. It's just like a full month of being on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, so I did my first longer run tour like earlier on this year in March, going into South by Southwest. And speaking of Trader Joe's, before we left, we started in the East Coast. So I was home for a little bit and my mom actually packed me a gigantic suitcase full of like Costco stuff that she bought. And I was like, Mom, like, I don't need this. I can't take a whole suitcase with me of food. And she was like, no, like, just have it with you. It'll be good to have. It's like full of like granola bars and just little snacks, like nuts, fruits and nuts. And I was like, no, I don't need this. I don't need trail mix. Like, I'm literally touring.
I don't have time to eat.
No, like, I was like, I'm touring America. Where do you think I am? Like, I'll just pull off to the side and go to Trader Joe's and buy me a little salad or like a little wrap. And literally my bandmates were like, oh, she doesn't know.
She's never done this before.
Like, she has no idea what she's about to walk herself into. Because I don't know. I guess I didn't have a frame of reference what touring was like.
Really meant? Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't know that, like, there's just like no Trader Joe's sometimes for miles and miles and miles.
There's no anything sometimes for miles and miles and miles.
And I really got a taste of, I guess, not like non-cities when we drove through Iowa.
Yeah.
And had to pull into a little like gas station diner.
And find something there.
And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
So
life
much
changing.
Yeah. So this time I will be accepting care packages from my mom.
There you go. Or anyone.
Maybe.
We have to vet them first.
Oh, true. True. I didn't even think that far.
But that's cool because now you get to experience not only going on tour, but you experience it with such an iconic band that's gonna headline, and I feel like you're gonna learn so much from just watching how their team and how their production and how just their everyday just rolls out. Because they have it down to the T. Like it's insane.
They're like OGs.
Yeah.
OGs for me, and let alone just touring, like writing with Josh. Just that one session has taught me so much about songwriting, and just like the way he writes was just so like educational in a way. I just got to learn a lot.
He's a storyteller for sure. Like I love his songwriting.
Like the way he analyzes lyrics and melodies and just like everything, how he puts a song together was really, really, really such a special session for me that day. And so I can't imagine what touring with all of the rest of the band is going to be like.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to reunite with you once that happens.
Yes, you'll have to come to the first show.
Yes, please.
It'll be in LA.
I will definitely be there.
Yeah. It'll be probably closer to you too.
There we go. I think it's House of Blues, right?
Anaheim, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Or Berkeley.
I think it's House of Blues Anaheim.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that's what I saw.
I like how you know more about my shows than I do myself.
I'll send you the itinerary later.
Yeah. Let me know what's happening.
I got you. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me. I'm so excited to see this evolution of you and your music.
Thank you so much.
I'm excited to be here like somewhat early. And
I can't believe like you found me through Spotify.
I mean, that's what it is. I'm sure all of you guys are now discovering her through Spotify.
Crazy.
So I'm sure there's gonna be so many more. So
thank you.
You guys be sure to check out PIAO. New single is out now. It's called Flip Phone. And do yourselves a favor, head over to her Spotify, check it out, but also listen to Haunted by Potential. That's like probably my favorite.
Oh my god.
But definitely check it out, and thanks for watching on Front Row Live.